Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show tonight. Tonight on the Tony Gomez Show, we have in the studio, Throat Locust is in the house. Hell yeah. Guys, we have Gilda Mize right there in the middle. I'm sorry, right to your right. And in the middle, we got Adrian Cavazos. Hell yeah. So we got the throat of Throat Locust, and we got the low bass end coming in hard, man. Fuck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming over tonight.
For sure.
It's been a long time coming the way I see it. You know what I mean? I've had the pleasure of talking to Eric before, and that was great, man. But Eric got so much going on. You know what I mean? With Switchblade Jesus and also his electronics.
The business.
The business, dude.
He's the busiest dude I know.
Yes. Fuck yeah. And he does it so well. He just, he's a great, he does a little bit of everything for our community. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's done favors for me and a lot of other bands. And he's like one of those catalyst kind of guys that brings us all together because he knows we're all for the same. We all got the same goals, but sometimes we just need a leader. Yeah, and he'll take charge. Yeah. He'll take charge, man, and do that.
He's definitely a community guy.
Thank goodness. Yeah,
good guy.
Yeah, right before we started getting the show started, we were, kind of talking about the first time we had a chance to play a show together, and that was with Pyrexia, back at the old school location of Boozers, where it was right off the access road. And we love that location. Yeah, we love that one. And I love the new one. Don't get me wrong. But that was always really cool. And I loved all the work that Tommy and the family put into that to get it all where it was at. Definitely. And it was a ball breaker that they ended up selling that whole property right there.
That place was awesome.
Dude, I know. We had great shows. Great fucking shows.
Shit go through there all the time, consistently.
And Tommy is such a great supporter of live music. Yep. And he's a pretty badass drummer too. Yep. But yeah, shout out to Tommy and everybody at Boozers. Hell yeah. And that was a badass gig. And since then, you guys have done a lot. Man. I've gotten a lot of national and international love for the music you've been putting out, and well deserved, dude, because it's got a great flavor that not every death metal band has out there. It's very unique in the way things are put together because you got a lot of different influences that are going in there. And I'll get to some of the questions in regards to the writing and the lyric of it, but it's I've always been a big fan of Gil's voice. When he had Desecrated Remains going on, that was one of my favorite bands that was happening at that time. And you guys even played one of my birthday parties over at the Black Monk.
I remember that. That was badass, dude.
That was very cool, man, because I love to be able to put a show on for my birthday, and I don't want to be the last band playing. I want to be able to kick back and enjoy it, and you guys kicked ass.
Appreciate you, brother.
Great time, and your voice has just kept getting better and better. You do a lot of things with your voice, so as a vocalist, you've really made a pretty nice career.
Thank you, brother.
And you've got a lot to go from there. Hell yeah. So I'm a big fan. So as things have been coming together with Throat Locust dropping singles, man, everything's been coming out with some great quality and just getting a tremendous amount of love. So I'll tell you what, let's get into this a little bit of our backgrounds before we get into some of the music catalog. Yep. All right. So Adrian, let's start with you. All right. I want to get everybody involved, right? I was already talking with Gil. So Adrian, tell me, who or what inspired you to start wanting to either play bass or guitar? What instrument did you start on first?
Well, I played bass when I was my dad bought me a bass when I was 13 or something like that. And I really kind of didn't do anything with it after a year, and I just didn't play anymore. I started just hanging out with my friends and just doing things like that. I was still into music and stuff, but I didn't play anything. I didn't start playing again until I was 20.
Okay.
Well, I was 20, I think. But I was a vocalist at that time.
What was the band?
Oh, Enslave the Grave out of Freer.
Oh, Enslave the Grave. I remember that. All right.
I replaced my friend Pete Trevino. He quit, and
okay.
I would go to practice and practice their songs with them, and then a couple months later, I was jamming with them, and it was crazy. I remember my first show at the Compound.
Oh shit, the Compound.
Patrick booked us there. And I remember just fucking shaking and shit, man. I was fucking
it's a little stage fright or just nerves?
Man, I had never done it, man. And the guys were all talking shit to me and calling me a pussy and shit because I was scared to go on stage. But it was fun. I did it. I got through it. It was fucking awesome. And then I wanted to do it again and again and again. And of course, it only lasted like 2-3 years, and then everybody kind of grew up and stuff. I guess had kids and stuff.
So kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
got married or had some kids.
Yeah.
Got a career.
In relationships, you know what I mean?
It happens, bro. I know how it goes exactly. I tell some of the guys that are single in my bands, I said, just wait. When we start getting going, you're not going to be single for long. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep kicking ass, and things will fall into place and shit. Is there so the first thing you got on was a bass?
Yeah, it was a bass that my father had bought me when I was a kid.
And then vocals.
A teenager.
Is there a favorite vocalist you got?
I used to, one of my favorite vocalists of all time is Glenn Benton. I'm a
shit.
fucking Deicide guy.
Wow, dude, he's so fucking fierce.
Yeah, man. We got to open up for them here in, what was it, October?
That's right.
Yeah, man, that shit was fucking crazy. I was like nervous to even like walk next to him and shit. And I remember listening to them as like when I was like 10 and I'm fucking almost about to be 41 and fucking getting open up for Deicide, and it was fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Probably the greatest moment of my fucking playing. And I've gotten to play with a bunch of bands, but like they were like my childhood.
Yeah.
I remember my dad breaking my fucking Serpents of the Light CD. He got mad about it.
Yeah.
You know the way the cover looked. Yeah. I remember my dad finding it, and he just fucking like crushed it.
We'll have none of this.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, my dad meant well, but he was just.
Well, damn, you brought some satanic shit into the house like that. Yeah, man.
And my mom's very religious, so you know what I mean. So
yeah,
respect though to my parents.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, fuck, man, why did I fucking do that shit? I should have hit it better. You know what I mean? Not do it in front of them. Have that shit. In the house. But yeah, it's good times.
Hell yes, man. We played with Deicide back over at the Air Civic Center back in the Killamore days, and it wasn't Once Upon a Cross. I think it was the album before that one. Killer fucking show, man. I got to hang out with Glenn, and we were hanging out in the back, and he's a super cool guy, and we ended up doing another show with them over in Laredo. But the shit about that was there was some kind of mix up with the promoter, and we got bumped off the bill, and we didn't find out till we already were there. Yeah, dude. So we're hanging out with Glenn, and we got a case of the red eye. Saying, hey, dude, we're not gonna fucking play after all. And he goes, man, the fucking promoter, dude, fuck them. Hey, I can make some shit happen if you want. I said, hey, there's a lot of bands going on already. We're just gonna go with the flow, man. We're just gonna chill for a little while, and we're gonna head out. All right, guys. Well, we'll do it again sometime. And so Glenn was super fucking cool. But later on that night, when the show happened, a riot broke out there in the bar. And they had to call a fucking SWAT team out there to bring shit to fucking order. And the guitar player for Deicide at the time, God bless.
Hoffman.
No, not Hoffman. The other dude. He got arrested. I want to say he died, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. You help me out. If you guys are in there on the chat room, let me know what Deicide guitar player has already passed away. And speaking of, let's see who's in the chat room right here. Oh shit, Dirty South is in the house. Dirty South Trev, what's happening? And we also got in the room, Randy Rodriguez. ¿Qué pasó? Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any questions for the guys, let me know, all right? But yeah, Deicide, always a fucking blast. Always a killer one. So, Gail, how about you? On Volks, was there a person or a moment that kind of got you started and got you fired up to get on the Volks?
Honestly, whenever I started doing vocals, I was very influenced by like the early deathcore stuff, Suicide Silence and Whitechapel and stuff.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I tried my hardest, just lock myself in my room and try to emulate their voices as well as I could.
Yeah.
And then along the way, as I was trying to emulate their voices, then I would find other bands and other types of music that I was a fan of. So it just kind of branched out from there pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was, at that moment when those bands were breaking out, they were fucking hitting the scene hard.
Mm-hmm.
And rest in peace, Mitch. just coming out with those fucking insane screams, man.
Yep.
And the lows are just brutalizing, man. Like the cleansing and that period was just like almost like they were peaking.
Sick
right at that
riffs,
time.
brutal breakdowns is fucking
Yes,
awesome.
dude. And you know, one thing I love about Suicide Silence is that it's not technical, but it's crushing.
Mhm.
They have some really simplified parts that just fucking come off like a damn fucking 10-ton hammer.
Yep.
And the presence of the guys on stages is really, they kick ass.
Hell yeah,
They
man.
kick ass. After all these years, they're still at it. So, you know, I love seeing Suicide Silence. They're always a great band. Who would you say your favorite singers?
Honestly, my favorite vocalist would probably be Nate Johnson, the original vocalist for Through the Eyes of the Dead.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the dude's fucking
Sickness.
Yeah, the lows are just fucking crazy, bro. Like, awesome stuff. Malice probably be one of my favorite albums.
Oh, killer! All right.
Yeah, dude.
I remember Through the Eyes of the Dead. They were there the same night, and we played with
Yeah.
Cannibal. And as I lay dying over there, the Sounds of the Underground, man.
Mhm.
Oh, they were rocking. They ripped. I was like, God damn. I wasn't too familiar with them at the moment. I'm like, God damn, these dudes are fucking sick.
Yep.
Sick.
Crushing lows.
Very much so. Very much so. Damn, 2006. How old were you in it? If you don't mind asking, because I know I was like in my 30s, maybe late 30s when
I
that
think
shit
I was
happened.
like 21 or some shit.
Around 21. Yeah, dude. Shit.
22.
Damn, time goes by too fast, bro.
Shit, I was 9 though.
Oh shit.
I'm already drinking beer and he's in like 3rd grade.
Dude, I'm telling you, right? But all the generations, you know, it's funny how we just end up meeting. And when it comes to metal, you know, like the guys I've jammed with 20-year-old guys, 30, 40, and it really doesn't matter the age. It's just, you want to be the guys that you want to be with guys that got the drive and that you have something common with. You know, you want that same kind of musical vision. And, you know, sometimes we all know we're going to do some different things on the side because we just want to try different shit.
Yep.
You know, you get really comfortable with your craft and you're just like, hey, you know what? I think I could do this too. I like doing this. So you branch out and you try some more stuff. And it just really just starts to your stock in yourself, you're investing in yourself like that just keeps on getting higher and higher.
Yep.
And your confidence and your ability just keep on getting, you know, better than you've ever seen before. So it's worth the fucking hustle.
Yep.
It's always worth the hustle.
Yep.
So thinking about this as well, concerts and our love for, you know, the brotherhood that metal brings us all together. What's your first concert that you went to, Adrian?
It was at the Concrete Street Pavilion. It was Nile, Hate Eternal, Arch Enemy, Origin, and Scarabus was the opening band out of the Valley.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Los Rodriguez.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was my first show. It was fucking bad. I was like, I think I was.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I was like the summer before my senior year, or like, I think I was like 17 or some shit. And I was surprised my parents let me go.
Yeah.
One of my buddies from high school lived here in Corpus, and I came and stayed with him over here, and he's like, "Let's go to this show." And I don't even think I even told my fucking parents that I
Right.
went.
It's like they don't even know.
we just went, and it was badass. I remember getting all fucked up there.
Yeah.
I was all drunk, and
Yeah.
my friends were buying me beer, and 17 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. I smoked so many cigarettes, I was all fucked up. It's fucking stupid, man.
Oh man, the good old days,
Yeah.
dude. Yes, bro. I remember going to hanging out outside of the shows, getting kind of wasted before. One show that comes to mind right off the bat is probably Crumbsuckers. They came on the Beast on My Back tour, and they were playing at the Warehouse at Baldwin and Staples, and there was a parking lot right to the catty corner of it, and that's where all the chaos is. Just people just putting it all down before the show, and there was no windows in the place, and it was a fucking hot box.
Oh,
So you get pretty wasted outside, come inside, and there's a lot of people puking and shit because it's getting pretty fucking hot in there. But it was a badass fucking pit, man. I'm such a big fan of Crumbsuckers. It was just like one of the best nights, man. Because I got pretty tore up, but didn't get a chance to meet the guys. But I'm fixing to meet Chuck Lenahan pretty soon, which is the guitar player for him, who's out doing some stuff with Carnivore AD. And so looking forward to that. But Crumbsuckers, man, that kind of takes me back. That was one memorable fucking show right there. Yes, I think should I give a shout out to the Red Rockers rum? Had to pick some of that up, so I made a little drink earlier. So to Sammy, that Beach Bar rum, it's definitely good. Gil, how about your first concert?
Well, my parents had always been taking me to Tejano shows and stuff like that since I was little and stuff like that. But as far as metal, probably Disturbed in like 2010 or something like that. Whenever they came with Avenged Sevenfold, I think that was my first because that's whenever basically I got all into it and I wanted to go to the shows and stuff like that. So I think that was like whenever I decided, like, because I had wanted to go to Slipknot. I think that was supposed to be my first show. I'd saved up the money and stuff like that. And then my sister was telling my mom, like, don't let him, like, he's still a kid.
Yeah.
Don't let him go over there. Like, they're going to fucking put him in the pit and tear him up or whatever.
He's not ready for it. He's not old enough.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, I just have to wait until then, you know what I mean? So that was whenever I got the little taste of the fucking heavy riffs and stuff like that. So it just stuck from there, man.
I tell you, man, concerts, dude. That's. If I go to a concert every night, I would not complain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that'd be. You know, man. That's the thing about Corpus. They're few and far between. But if we live like in San Antonio, Houston, or Austin, man, it'd be
every fucking night.
Every night, dude. Jesus, it would be somewhat self-destructive, man. Because shit, you can't go out and party like that every night.
Yeah,
you know it. But you know, it's hard to stay away from badass bands that are dropping down. You know,
that's
in your backyard.
Well, that's how I used to be when I lived in Alice. I would come to shows here like on fucking Tuesdays, Wednesdays, fucking Thursdays.
You knew you had to leave.
Well, I had all my friends here.
Yes.
I had all my friends here, so I would come and see like a punk show, and then the next day would be like a hardcore show, and then Friday would come around and the metal shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every fucking other day I was here in Corpus when I lived in Alice.
You got to make the road trip.
Yeah, it was only 45 minutes, but
you get used to it.
I don't even know how I made it back home sometimes, man.
Damn it.
Fucking crazy.
Oh, shit. You're dangerous times. But we live to tell.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Good
I don't
Lord.
remember what, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we're still here. Fuck yes. Well, you know, throughout the years, I think one of the things I've really had a big love for, besides metal music in particular, was movies and entertainment and video games. Is there maybe a favorite movie? Are you into horror or comedy or action?
Like me?
Yeah. Is there like a go-to movie you like? Or maybe a video game that has been your favorite that you always follow?
My favorite fucking movie, I was just saying this the other day to people, fucking Happy Gilmore and like Back to the Future. Those are like my all-time, those are my two favorite movies. Like all three of them, the Back to the Futures are fucking badass.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore, I can literally say fucking every line as the movie goes along. I can't wait till the second one comes out.
I know they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yes, dude, it's badass. It's about time.
Yeah.
After all these years.
And like I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I still do. I played it before I fucking came over here.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Good stuff right there, man. And how about you, Gil? What kind of movies you into and any games?
My favorite movies, honestly, are probably like Tenacious D, Half Baked,
stuff
like that. You know,
some classics.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre. Yes.
Dude. And but I like horror too. Like, I mean, my favorite series of that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So the first one is just, it has a place.
The grit of that first one, dude. Oh, it's so good.
Some memorable moments in there for sure, dude.
Yeah.
And like the best mask designs, fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them have been killer, but those are the ones I think they really captured you know what I mean? Because it's the original. They really tried to capture that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the authenticity of that. Oh, good stuff. Yes. You know, when it comes to me, you know, I love science fiction, I love horror, and I love comedy, and I love action.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the alien movies, dude, because they're a little bit, they've got the sci-fi and they got the horror going on, and you can't kill the fucking aliens. You may throw them out into space, but there's fucking aliens everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I really dug Predator. I was always a big Arnold fan.
I was more of a Predator guy.
Oh, you dug the Predators? Yeah, dude, they were fucking bad as fuck. And they've got a new one out that just dropped in, I think, Netflix. It's like an animated version, Killer of Killers. Good stuff. I've been seeing it's good.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, man. So, and you know, video games, man. I haven't really gotten on games. Last time I got on a game was Switch, and we were doing family games. We're doing
those games are fucking fire.
They're good. Yeah. I mean, especially for the family, because whether it's Monopoly or Wheel of Fortune or Trivial Pursuit, you know, it's good stuff, and it gets everybody involved and shit. You know,
Mario
what I mean?
Party.
Creates
Yeah.
memories for sure.
And I like the kart. I like Mario Kart too.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
I can do the racing stuff, but the like the Call of Duty, man, I couldn't grasp it, dude. A lot is happening too fast. And,
Yeah, gotta be
shit.
quick.
Yeah, you gotta be quick, dude. I always get slaughtered. So, but you know, growing up, it was always fucking Super Mario Brothers.
Fuck
And
yeah,
I'm hitting
dude.
55. You know what I mean? It was Super Mario Brothers. You know, every night, dude, just till you either crashed or you've hit the end.
Part 2 is my favorite one.
Oh, my
Part
brothers.
2.
Yeah. Oh, the old Super Mario Brothers box. Good times, brothers. Well, also, you know, I wanted to ask, let's get to some Throat Locust information. So, who's writing the lyrics? Are you doing all the lyrics, Gil?
Yeah, I do all the lyrics and
All
the
right.
cadences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the music, is it a collaboration, or is Eric kind of taking the lead?
Recently it's been Eric and Alex kind of going half and half, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But for that first demo that you heard, it was definitely Eric kind of leading the sound on it.
Yes, fuck yeah. Well, that was, you know, when Axe Grinder came out, heavy as fuck. It just sounds like a fucking Axe Grinder. That was a perfect fucking title, and banging as fuck.
Like
Hell
you
yeah.
said earlier, it's different for sure.
Yes, yes. And you know, that wasn't too long ago, but it's already, you know, 2022. You know, and you know, after that, it didn't take long before the next one came out, which ended up being like the full length Drag Through Glass.
Yeah.
That EP 2023, and then even dropping out that other single off there, Gifted to the Grave. Great shit, dude. Just great quality stuff. Remind me, where'd you guys do the recordings for those?
We did those at Harbor City Sound Labs.
Harbor City, yeah, with Brian, right?
Yes.
Killer. And then just not too recently, just last year, we just dropped the last one, Crimson.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Water Reservoir. What's the lyrics like that about?
Well, the chorus for it is all alone we were born, all alone we shall die. Prophecy is written, prophecy that shall not lie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just basically about how all of us are going to, you know, meet the end. So just live it up, you know what I mean? Have some fun.
Yeah. That's one thing for sure. We're definitely going to have to meet our end.
How did you come up with this shit?
Well, listen, you have to have, you got to find some place to get some inspiration, and you got to have some creativity. You know, it's just the next.
He has some crazy shit.
Oh, I'm sure. Fuck yeah, I'm sure. And would it be safe to say we're going to be hearing a lot of off the Drag Through Glass EP tomorrow night?
Oh yeah.
Yes, and Crimson as well.
Yes, you'll be hearing a lot of familiar songs that we've been dropping. We'll also be performing a new song for those who are interested in hearing that one.
Yes, absolutely. What's that one called?
Bloodlust Genocide, for sure.
Bloodlust Genocide. Fuck yeah. Would that be fair to say that's going to be the next one to get recorded? Next single, maybe?
I would think so already. I don't know.
I think we were waiting until we had everything written, and then we were going to record it all at once, the whole album.
Oh, hell. All right. Well, you know, with War Cult, me being a weekend warrior, I'm not a big fan of doing it like that way anymore, you know? Because I've had those weekends where you end up spending 10 to 12 hours in Robstown, you know, back in the day where I was doing for Screwface, and we were recording with Chris Marshall and with Toronto Records, and great time, but man, it can be so consuming, you know, and especially as a vocalist, everything else goes first. Yeah. And you know, as a vocalist, the bands I've always been in, I've always like, this is my baby. I feel like I'm putting my stamp on it. So I want to hear it all. I want to hear everybody recording all their shit. And I got nobody to blame if I hear it later on and the music is off because I wasn't there. Yep. You know, so, and I've been there where it's like, fuck, I wish I would have caught that. Fuck. And, you know, whether it's something like, even it's a verse even getting repeated, like, hey, when y'all recorded that, we don't play it like that. Well, we recorded it like that, so you're gonna have to sing on top of it. Oh, fuck, man. I knew I should have been here yesterday. But yeah, no, it's like, well, I didn't. That's how we've been playing it the whole time. I said, no, we haven't been playing it like that. So, you know, it's funny when you go to the studio, some of that shit can happen. Those are the ups and downs. And you just got to be there. If you want to make sure that shit's going to be signed off by you, put the time in. Yep. And so doing a single, you know, 2-3 hours. Yeah. Wham, bam, thank you, man. All right, I'll see you later. All right, guys. I get to come home and, you know, start cooking dinner for my wife and stuff.
That's how it was for not Crimson, but Gifted. Yeah.
All
I
right.
just went, did one take, and then boom.
Easy does it, right? Fuck
I think I
yeah.
had to go back and correct like one part, but
Well,
yeah,
that's
we
the
just
best
did
part
real
about
quick.
it. If you're professionally ready and prepared, you go in there and it's just like, yeah, we already played this 100 times. You just knock it down and it's done.
Yep.
And the simplicity of what we like to do in like Warcult, just like we were talking like Suicide Silence, man, it doesn't have to be complex to come off heavy as fuck. Because you get the synchronicity of that with the drums going in and the vocals on top, it just becomes a fucking mixture, just some fucking metal mayhem.
Sometimes simplicity is the best. The best method.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we still like to,
Yep.
you know, all of the speed and the intricate parts that come to it.
You got to find that balance. You know?
Yes, you got to find that balance. And I want to give a shout out to Daniel Benavides, a fucking shred. I think of his shredding, right, dude? Parasitic septicity, fucking sickness right there. I know, right? I like to see them live. I can't wait. Hopefully he brings a show over here. That'll be hard. That'll be hard, man. Fuck yeah. So we're talking about hopefully getting that the next single done. Besides the show coming up tomorrow, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, over at the House of Rock with Annihilator and Hell Fury and Necroblade, and also our friends in Votan. What else is coming up throughout this year? We still got some summer months. Anything going on that you guys are gonna get out of town for?
Yeah, we got a little tour plan.
Oh hell!
Yeah, that should be.
Where are you going?
It should be Texas, and then we're gonna do a little bit outside of Texas. Not too far. Not too sure how far we're gonna go, but you know,
okay.
We're trying to get out there.
Man, the thing is, where we're at in Corpus, you really got to make that venture.
Oh yeah.
You know, shit, 9-10 hours to get the fuck out sometimes, but that's what's fun about it. And if you have the ability, take advantage while you can. Take advantage. I don't have that ability. I really don't. I got to be around, and it's hard because I want to be there.
Yep.
But it's got to be worthwhile as far as you know. There's a lot of factors that come into it when it comes to going out of state, because I can't afford to lose work. I'm not making a lot of money right now. During the summer, hours are getting cut. I don't want to be on unemployment, so you know, you still got to do what you got to do and try and make some good financial decisions.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But you guys getting out of the state and stuff and making the tour happen this summer, that's what needs to happen. Fuck yeah. That's awesome, bro. Well, I tell you what, we will talk a little bit about that show, but I want to pick your mind a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about some other music stuff in a segment I call Draw the Line.
Oh, sweet.
And let me start with you, Gil. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you some bands that, let's say, if you could have this band playing at your wedding, out of these two, which one would it be? All right, so I'm gonna give you these two. Let's get started. First two of the night right here. I'll start soft. Carcass versus Napalm Death. Which ones do you like? Who do you favorite out of those two grinders?
Probably gonna go with Napalm on that one.
So Napalm Death, all right.
Yes, sir.
Favorite album from them?
Fuck.
Or jam, whatever.
Honestly, I'm just blanking right now.
It's all good. When I think of Napalm, I can't not want to listen to Harmony Corruption. I think it's probably their third release right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, that's when they were really starting to clean up a little bit. They record over Maury Sound. They had a lot of like Mind Snare was on that one, and a couple other fucking big bangers. But I love that one. I love that old school. Barney always fucking brings a lot of presence to stage, but Barney's kind of weird on stage too. Kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah, but much love, man.
That bass player kills me too.
Yeah, dude, Shane, dude. Yeah. I love Birdie. Shane's such a beast with Brujeria too.
I saw him with Brujeria.
You're right.
I saw him with Brujeria and Mushroom Head in.
Oh, cool. Mushroom Head too.
That was fucking weird seeing them on tour together.
Yeah. Damn.
It was a fucking good show though.
Rest in peace, Del Brujo. God damn, man. That dude has a lot of presence. I've seen Brujeria about 3 times. And
I've only seen videos, but they were hype every time.
Yes, bro. So much fun. And they were that infamous band where they didn't want to have their faces seen them. And back when they released the first album, the hype was that they were from a Mexican cartel. They were drug dealers, and so that's why they didn't want their
their faces show.
Exactly, their identifications to know.
I remember having the Raza Odiada album when it was like 10 or something. Not 10, like maybe
heavy one right there.
13 of that album.
Fuck yes. Great stuff. Okay. How about you? Tell me about that, Adrian.
What?
Between those two, is it going to be Carcass or Napalm Death?
I would say Napalm Death.
Napalm too?
Napalm Death, man. Fucking Utopia Banished. I fucking love that
one.
I have it somewhere there at my fucking house. I remember jamming that one. My Uncle Mike, I was actually telling him earlier about my Uncle Mike. He's the one that like got me into all that stuff when I was little.
Yeah.
And Napalm Death was one of his favorite bands, but he liked Napalm Death when they had the other singer with like Scum and all that.
Was the original guy.
Lee Dorian, right?
Yeah, Lee Dorian that went on to Cathedral.
When they had like fucking 30-second songs and shit. I remember my Uncle Mike showing me that when I was a little kid. Yeah, man. R.I.P. Uncle Mike.
Oh, Uncle Pete, that's right.
Yeah.
Much love for Uncle Mike. Let's hit the next pair. How about, Gil, between Sepultura versus Soulfly?
I'm going to go with
Sepultura.
Yeah.
Favorite album from Sepultura?
Roots.
Yeah, that's some sick shit. I like some of the deep cuts, like Cutthroat on that one.
Yeah.
And I like Rada Mahada.
Oh, yeah. Chaos AD is a really good album, too. That's a
Chaos.
honorable mention.
Yes, honorable mention for Chaos. And I hear that that Max is going to bring that tour out to the, around the States sometime this year, right?
To come and take it in Austin, I believe.
Oh, yeah, they already got the date with Fear Factory, I think it is.
Oh, yeah. I want to go out to that one.
Yes.
That'd be a sick show.
We needed Fear Factory to come back. I think you guys were on the bill for that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Damn it, but they hadn't rescheduled.
It was like the third time, right?
Right.
Yeah, the third time.
Damn it. Dino, make it happen, Dino. We need you back in Corpus. We got much love for you. Last time Dino was here was Asensino.
Yep.
Remember that one at Boozers?
I saw
fucking sick. And Tony Campos, fucking brutal vocals, man.
I saw Dino at Zeros with Divine.
Oh, that was a good one. Tim Young on drums. Oh, shit.
And I took a picture with him at the fucking pool. You know how the pool table at Zeros is right there in the front? Just took a picture right there.
Tommy Vex?
No. Dino, I don't remember who was. No, it wasn't him.
Okay.
It was somebody, some short dude.
Okay,
I don't remember who it was.
They're sick, dude.
But yeah, they were fucking sick. I don't know who else was on that fucking show. I think it was just a bunch of locals. Were you on that show?
No, I wasn't. That might have been like in between. I was in between a gig or something like
you've
that.
Been on I'm looking here on your fucking thing, and all I see is some history on here.
Yeah, but I mean, most of them are like the killer shows, and at some of the bigger venues and stuff in town. But yeah, man, I pride myself on playing anywhere and everywhere. The only place in town I haven't played is the American Bank Center. So I want to get there.
That's the only place you haven't played?
Get there, yeah, man. Fuck
you played everywhere.
Yeah, Constant Street, the Pavilion, the main stage, and Brewster Street several times. So it's been a good ride. Yeah. But you keep working.
Yeah.
You keep working, and it's there. And people will ask for you. And big shout out to Casey because he's been a great supporter of live music to give guys a hand.
Oh, yeah.
I think the last band that I knew that Casey did put a good word in for the guys from Identity Crisis who I've had on the show. They go to Texas A&M. They got a great thing going on. They're like a pro jamish kind of band, 90s grunge. Really good at what they do. But yeah, you put in a good word for them, and next thing you know, they're playing the fucking main stage over at Concrete Street. So I'm like, yeah. So just keep grinding, because I know Casey's got a lot of love for Eric and you guys. So good things come. Good things come. Just keep on grinding it out. And if Casey can do anything for you, just ask. Because at the same time, you got to make some wheels happen. Yeah. Nothing just always just falls in your lap. Mm-hmm. You got to sometimes reach out. Hey, by the way, you got some room for my band to jump on that bill? Mm-hmm. I want to get on there too. I want to get more cold on that bill just as much as Throat Locust does. You know what I mean? But it kind of seems like, when you see bands posting about, or like say House of Rock's posting about a show, it seems like lately, if you get a lot of comments about your band to play, you're going to get a response like, hey, you guys want to jump on? Looks like you got a lot of people want to come see you. If that's what works, work whatever works. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? At one end, I could be, there's two ways to approach it. Either it's like, accept it. That's the one way that you can get on the show, or not accept it and don't get the fucking show. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, if that's the way things are, that's all good. Hustle. We all got a lot of friends. We all been doing this for a long time. So if you need a favor now and then, I think guys come through. You know what I mean? Guys do come through around here.
Yeah.
So let's hear our next one. For you, Sepultura versus Soulfly.
I would say Sepultura for sure.
Yeah.
I like Soulfly, but I really grew out of them after like their second album.
Okay.
But Sepultura, I've always liked Sepultura.
Yeah.
My favorite album was probably be Chaos AD.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, that was a game changer.
Beneath the Remains also.
The speed of Igor on Beneath the Remains. Oh, shit. Game changing. Hell yeah. So many fucking hits I start thinking about that from that album. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, next one is going to be Hatebreed versus Biohazard.
Man, that's a tough one too. I'm gonna go with Hatebreed on that one.
All right.
Just for that groove, man.
Ooh.
They were my favorite band when I was 15, so I was just like getting into the deep cuts and everything on their earlier stuff.
Yeah.
So after that, I just wanted to write that style. I didn't know that it was like hardcore or whatever. I just considered it all metal. Anything that I heard that was similar to that, you know what I mean? Whether it be Suicide Silence or like, you know, the heavier stuff that you hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would hear just heavy guitars, and that was metal to me. So whenever I heard that, I just got into that groove, and I really wanted to write like that. So at the time, I was really into playing guitar.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to emulate like a lot of those riffs. Well, not emulate, but like create my own style with it. And so that's kind of how I got to creating my style on guitar that I play now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely one of the building blocks of that.
It rubs off on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the cool things that I've been able to experience with, like when I had Headbangers Pit and I had Josh and Josh Burnell Monster from Wrath Upon the Skies, big shout out, and John Mace, who plays with the Empire of Ashes, shout out to John. We were taking on big songs, man. Some Chimera, some Judas Priest, Machine Head, and I knew that, hey, after these guys get this shit down, it's gonna rub off on them, and things are only gonna get better for everybody in the mix. And so it just the grind, the never-ending grind, just keeps on making you better at your craft. So keep it up. So how about Hatebreed versus Biohazard, Adrian?
Oh man, I would say Hatebreed.
Yeah,
I would say Hatebreed too. I mean, I like the heaviness of Biohazard, but I like the faster stuff that Hatebreed did with Satisfaction's The Death of Desire.
Oh shit, yeah.
I remember them. I remember when they had the Under the Knife little album with the little cut.
Yeah, with the monkey and shit there.
Monkey. It had some of the same songs, but I saw that, and I don't know who the fuck had it, but yeah, I would just say Hatebreed.
I'm thinking Last Breath.
Yeah.
It's your last breath. Oh, fuck. You know that one's so hard. Suicide Silence, right? They covered that one too.
Yeah, they did.
Yes. Crazy. Fuck yeah. And then that was after Mitch. I think they did it with the new guy from All Shall Perish, right?
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie. Eddie's bad.
Yeah,
Eddie's fucking bad. Yes. Fuck yeah. And who else? I saw somebody else posted. What's his name? From Slaughter to Prevail. He also put out a video of him doing Last Breath that came across fucking hard.
Alex.
Yes, dude. Alex Terrible. Yes, dude. Hell yeah. All right. I got a couple more before we wrap things up on this one. Or let me see. Boom. Okay. Yes, 2 more. Okay, Gil. Cannibal Corpse versus Suffocation.
Man, that's really hard.
Yes, finally. Getting a little tougher here. All right.
I'm going to go with Cannibal, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Preference for the Barnes days or the Fisher days?
Honestly, Butchered at Birth is my favorite album.
Oh.
But I think the newer vocalist just takes everything to a whole new level. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Fuck yeah.
Corpse Grinder, man. He's just
the presence on stage. Holy shit.
The multiple times that I've seen him, he just brought the energy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Chris Barnes, like from the videos that I saw from back in the day, it kind of seemed like he was kind of like stiff and still. You know what I mean? So I like the life that you know what I mean, he brings. Yes,
the ferocity, man. That George fucking Corpse Grinder brings it. The windmills.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude's neck's like fucking.
The neck. Yes, bro. Fuck yeah. It's like somebody's like Brock Lesnar's fucking leg, dude. He's fucking so god damn the neck on him. Man. Incredible. Well, Adrian, what do you think?
Well, that's an easy one.
Cannibal or Suffocation?
I love Suffocation, but Cannibal was one of my growing up bands.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was real into them and Deicide growing up.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, that's an easy choice for me. I would say regarding between Corpse Grinder and fucking Chris, I would say they went better off their separate ways. Like he did good with 6 Feet Under.
I get it. Yeah.
And he did good with 6 Feet Under. They put out Haunted and
Yep.
Maximum Violence, which are my two favorite
Maximum
6 Feet
Violence
fucking
too,
best
yes.
albums, man. I still think that nothing passes those two albums from them. Cannibal Corpse, man, when they got Corpse Grinder, like Gil said, took it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Sentence to Burn video on MTV.
Oh,
Man, that shit just hard. They're just fucking all headbanging. That shit went fucking. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that shit, man.
I was like, old school days. Yeah,
the old school days. 90s and 80s for metal, rap, anything.
We were lucky to get some fucking death metal on MTV.
Yeah, dude, that shit was. Wow. I remember watching that shit when I was a little kid, Beavis and Butthead, seeing the fucking videos.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff
that
right
was
there.
An easy one for me, though.
That was an easy. Yeah. What I liked about Cannibal too is they kind of had the Iron Maiden thing going on with the artwork, the animation, dude. I always call them the Eat 'Em Back to Life. Man, I love to get that banner up hanging up in here, dude. But that's got I already had the Butchered.
Yeah.
I had to do Butchered, man. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, bring that one on. And this is like my the guest room, and my son kicks back in here most of the time just to get a break from his own room. But there was a time where we thought about maybe having my father-in-law stay, and I was thinking, geez, I don't want to take everything off, shit, this is still my room. But nevertheless, I think Dad would have accommodated. I think he knows his son-in-law that, hey, for better or for worse, right? Shit, the shit that he's into, but fuck. Okay, let's move to our last one right here. How about between Obituary versus Bolt Thrower?
Yeah,
that's some sick double bass right there going on between those two bands.
On that one.
Whoa, okay, all right.
Sure, yeah, I feel like Throat Locust sound is very much like backed by that band. You know what I mean? Eric's a really big fan of them too, so he kind of just got that style and took it to 11 on it. You know what I mean?
Yes, fuck yeah, took it shit to 11.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Adrian?
Man, I didn't really listen to either of those bands growing up, even though they're from that era that I speak of. But I would say, if I had to pick one, probably more Obituary.
No shit. Okay, cool.
But I really wasn't into them growing up. I was more into like the Deicide and the Cannibal Corpse and all that. But even though they're from Florida.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't really get into them much, to be honest with you. Obituary.
But both though, I definitely know where Gil's coming from.
Yep.
There is definitely a lot of good both over love coming from Throat Locust from the song.
Yeah, Eric loves that band.
Yes, dude. But I mean, if there's a band to get some love from, man, that's one you want to get some from, man, because they're so fierce.
Yeah.
So fucking fierce. Good shit right there.
Real aggressive stuff.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And their stuff is it stood the test of time. There's a lot of bands that have been out there, but both always seems to always get love.
Yeah.
Have they come back? Are they still back in the circuit? Do we know?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Some have been able to like you say, grow up and then make a comeback, 20 years later after they got married and had kids, and now they're back to, jamming again. Mm-hmm. But not everybody has a chance to survive all that. Maybe both over. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get them together for a reunion show at one of those Milwaukee Metal Fest or one of these badass festivals or something like Acid Bat has started coming back around. I never saw that one coming.
Yeah, I didn't think Dax was gonna get back with them.
Right?
Yeah,
that's a trip, man. But if we're lucky, maybe if they keep it going, we might just have them back here in Corpus like we did a long time ago. Long time. I got to hang out with those guys. They were cool. Yeah, Sammy and the guys. Very cool. So I tell you what, that's going to be our last one for today on Draw the Line. Thanks for playing with me tonight, guys. Yes, but I also want to talk about our show coming up tomorrow night. I put out a little contest yesterday when I was having Joe Necro on the show. I was telling if anybody jumps in the chat room tonight and can name 4 bands that I played with, that not including Annihilator, that I give them two tickets to get in the show tomorrow night. So I'm going to glance over my shoulder and see if anybody in the chat room has taken me up on that offer. Let's see. We got Randy Rodriguez, Dirty South, Trev. I've got Jose in the house. No, and let me see. Is there a favorite piece of gear you each like to use specifically for Throat Locust? That's a good question right there. Okay, so is there maybe a favorite mic that you like to use whenever you're recording or on stage? Or I know you just did some tweaks to your bass. As far as your gear, let me start with you, Gil, real quick, and then we'll get to your gear. What do you like to use?
Live, I'll go with the SM58 every day, dude.
Yeah,
That's just a solid mic. You can throw it across
yes,
the
it
football
is.
field
Fuck yeah.
and it'll still be working, man. So much love to Sure. They're always putting down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever I hop in the studio, obviously it's the 7B. Just
Okay.
gotta take it to, you know what I mean?
Right, for the studio
The clarity
part of it,
of
yes.
that, it just captures everything perfectly. I love it.
Awesome, Gil. Hell yeah. And what do you think about Adrian?
Me, I just swapped to a Dark Glass Microtubes 900. So that bitch was like $1,500, so I have to like take care of it. And
Hell yes.
but I just swapped to that from the Terror base, but I still use them both.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, that's my favorite piece of gear. That's probably my most expensive piece of gear, other than my speakers. But
yeah.
But yeah, my bass head.
Hell yes, man. Thanks for the question right there, man. But I guess nobody's taking me up on those tickets. Maybe I'll do a little something Facebook Live or something because I want to give away something. It's always for good giveaway stuff. But also, I know Alex came up with some Annihilator shirts he's going to be putting out that to some people that have been on the Annihilator webpage or earlier on this week. But tomorrow is going to be a big banger. It's only $10. Even day of the show, we're going to have $10 tickets. We're not going up to 15. We're going to keep them at $10. We want to really, just have people come in there and have a great fucking time. I want a fucking big circle pit for all the bands. I want a fucking big circle pit going on right when we get things started to the very fucking end. And I want it to be one of those fun nights. And the last thing I want is for someone to say, show's too expensive. You know what I mean? This is our hometown. And we've got our buds playing with us. We got some friends coming from out of town. We want to do whatever we can to make it affordable. I don't make a lot of money at work. Like I was saying, my hours are getting kind of cut. So I like those low dose shows. I like that. But I also know that the day of the show, things go up because, that's just the nature of the game. But not for this one tomorrow. So tomorrow night, we've got Botan. We got Rob, John hitting stage with Botan at 7 o'clock. After that, we've got Throat Locust hitting the stage. We got a big set, big half-hour set. We're going to be dropping Crimson and some fucking axe grinder all over your ass. And we want to see a circle pit going on. All right, so listen to Gil when he's up there and he fucking demands that circle pit. You know what to do. Yes. And then we have Necro Blade from Houston. We had Joe Necro on the show last night. What's up, Joe? I can't wait to have you guys up here. And then finishing things off right after Necro is going to be Hell from Austin. Brutal vocals right there from Hellfury. I love the ferocity of that band. They got some great fucking jams. And last but not least, Annihilator is going to be doing our thing. Hometown Boys coming back to play here at the House of Rock. And, I'm really proud of the Death is Calling album. And the funny thing is I sent Casey an email saying, hey, on the marquee, can you put up there the Death is Calling tour? And we both know that's too much to put on the marquee in one line. They got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Everybody gets one line. So I had to abbreviate it. So what's the abbreviation? VIC tour. I saw that too. Yep. So it's the Annihilator Dick tour. And funny thing about it, I've been to many head shops in my life, and one head shop I went into was also a sex shop. So they have a combination of things going on. Give me a head shop, vinyl shop, and sex shop all in one. But I remember seeing something that I'll never forget, and it was a fucking humongous black dildo called the Annihilator. Holy fuck. It must have had a girth about maybe 7 inches and a length of probably about maybe 18 to 20 inches. It was really an Annihilator. Holy shit, it was for real. So anyway, when the guys on the Annihilator chat room were saying, hey dude, I came by the House of Rock to see the marquee, and I see we're jamming the Dick tour tomorrow. And I said, yeah, well, funny thing about that, there really is an Annihilator dildo, so maybe it's going on tour or something, but nah. Anyway, I told Casey, I said, you know what? That was just a joke. Go ahead and change it. But when I saw the picture of the marquee that I think Daniel sent me a picture of, I said, leave that shit. That's good. It put a smile on my face, dude. We need a smile. You know what I mean? Hey, look at that. The Dick tour. You know, so one thing I like about metal is we got a sense of humor. I don't want to be too serious about everything. You know, shit, you know, we're already kind of angry and we're serious about putting our shit out tight. But at the same time, you know, I like it to be fun. I like it to be fun. You know, we got to enjoy what we're doing. That way we have the longevity of it and we really just enjoy what we love to fucking do with our bros. So please, everybody come out there. We need to pack the House of Rock tomorrow night. We got Throat Locust. We got Votan, Hell Fury, Necroblade. I'm proud to play most of the Annihilator Death is Calling album tomorrow. Please come out there tomorrow night. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be posting something. I'm going to be checking out Cryptic Mutation here very soon. We're going to head out there. We're going to have to go like real quick. Right, like right now, right? They're going to go in probably about an hour. We got to make a little trip downtown to go check it out. But shout out to Cryptic Mutation. And I don't think I'm going to go live over there. I'm probably going to go live recording the band. But tomorrow, check it out. I'm going to give away some tickets. So please go to the Throat Locust Spotify or on your favorite music platform and go to their YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and follow. Make sure that you're ready for some new Throat Locust to come out tomorrow night. They're going to be throwing down a new song. Remind me of that title.
Bloodlust Genocide.
Bloodlust Genocide on your ass tomorrow for Throat Locust set. Man, it's going to be heavy. You guys don't want to miss this show. We have great metal shows here all the fucking time at all of our favorite venues, whether it's Boozers, whether it's the Artisan, whether it's the Beer Garden, the Monk, of course. Yes, we got to give a shout out to Zane and everybody, Gabe and everybody over there at the Monk who's always supporting, you know, local bands and has really even taken some chance on some of the hardcore shows over there.
Yeah, dude, we had some fire there.
That's some fire over there, dude. And it takes balls because that's a small place and it's very easy for shit to get out of hand. But thank you, Zane. Thanks for making that happen. Yeah. But thanks for also for all the promoters, Slam Master Booking. You guys just got to keep working, keep bringing the bands down. Everybody working at Brewster's over at the House of Rock and over at Rich's, whether it's Ingleside or whether on this side. Keep bringing live bands down, all right? Bands like Throat Locust and Votan and War Cold, we need bands to fucking be playing for. So please hit us up. We play for free all the fucking time, all right? Just bring a fucking good, badass band in, and we just want to be a part of the gig. So please bring it on there, but don't get me wrong. We don't like to play for free. We will, but take care of us. Take care of us when the opportunity comes up, all right? Because you know it takes some hustle behind the muscle to keep it going, you know, day after day, you know, and anything is always appreciated. Yep. But make sure you're checking out the new stuff from Throat Locust. Come to the show tomorrow night, see them live, all right? Tell them you heard them here on the show, but make sure you're giving some Throat Locust love and pick up some merch next time you have them. You can have merch tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, we got merch. We got some.
I think the
shirts and caps.
I need to get the fucking Road Warrior pick if you still got some copy of that. I knew that was gonna go fast, dude. You always put out some great stuff, man.
We had some other ones that only had like one or two printed.
Oh yeah,
the Contra one. Remember the Contra one?
Yep.
Oh shit. But that's what's cool, man. You guys got a great sense of humor, and you've always put out some great gear. And it's stuff that, you know, us metalheads, we want to fucking be out there and sporting. Hell yeah. I was looking for my Throat Locust shirt, which was the older logo, white on black with less politics and more mosh pits. Yep. And it couldn't have been said better. You know what I mean? And please, bands, from the biggest to smallest, leave the politics out of it, all right? Because there's so much bullshit going on. We don't need anything dividing what we love to do, which is just fucking making metal with our friends. All right, so you guys make sure you come out to the show tomorrow night. Catch the Corpus Christi Metal Assault with Annihilator on the Death is Calling tour with our friends at Hell Fury, Necroblade, Throat Locust, and Votan. All right, $10 at the door tomorrow night. Please come out and support. We're gonna have a great fucking time. We're gonna be a big circle pit, and maybe we'll do some stage diving too. All right, it's all good. Just don't fuck with the gear. All right, that's all right. Just don't fuck with the gear. We're all right. Don't step on anybody's pedals. Leave that to me. I do too much of that already, dude. You know, I'm always stepping on pedals or unplugging somebody's, you know, stomp box and shit. It goes to the territory, but if you got me around the band, but I try and keep myself out of the hot spot. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching us tonight on the Tony Gomez Show. Gil, thank you so much for being here tonight, and Adrian, thanks for being here. I got to give Adrian some special love real quick. It's been almost about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But man, Adrian came in clutch when I had my boy Charlie came in sick, and he took care of me over there the best as possibly could, considering the situation. And you know I got a lot of dog lovers out there, a lot of pet lovers out there, and there's nothing that can replace that feeling and the love that you got from our guys. And though it hurt, like I never felt a hurt like that in particular before, because I never had to put a dog down. Thank you, Adrian, for being there to support me, to be a shoulder I could cry on, man, because I was crying, man. I was hurt.
Sure.
I was fucking hurt that day. But there's nobody else that I would want to be there for me than it was you, man. You had me right when I walked out. Hey, Tony, what's up? What's going on?
I didn't think it was going to go like that, man. I think about that shit every other day. Every time I see you, I always think, I'm like, fuck, man, that day.
Yes, man. That was a life-changing day for me, bro. And as much as it hurt, I'm so glad that I had my brother Adrian there to ease the pain. And you feel that every day, bro, at work.
Oh, man.
My God.
My fucking job drives me insane sometimes, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. I go home and I don't want to say what I do at home, but there's been times where I'll go home and I'll start throwing shit.
Yes, bro. It's out of your hands. You know, it's we just got to believe it's God's plan.
Yeah, it happened recently, but I mean, it's all good now, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. That job drives me fucking insane.
Well, I got to say that it's at the Oso Veterinary Clinic. It's right there off of way out Staples. They do great work. So if you need somebody to take care of your pet, they've always taken good care of my pets. And so please take care of your pets, all right? So that way they can live a long, healthy life, and so that way you can have them to enjoy. But nevertheless, keep cranking that fucking metal as loud as you can. When we get off of this, we're going to Cryptic Mutation. We'll have a little fun over there. Show some love to our brothers. That's right. Hell yeah. So thanks for coming on the show tonight, Gil and Adrian.
Yes, sir.
Throat Locust to the death. All right. Hell yeah. We'll see you at the show hopefully tomorrow night, and we'll catch you next time. Later.